everyone, it's Shafali from TDOT Immigration. I want to take a few minutes today to break down what's happening in Canada's 2025 federal budget, especially when it comes to immigration. Because the changes are big and they're going to impact almost every stream, from students to workers to those waiting for permanent residence. Now, first off, why these changes are happening. Over the last few years, Canada's temporary resident population has exploded. In 2018, just over 3% of Canada's population were temporary residents. By 2024, that number more than doubled to 7.5%, an unprecedented jump. This rapid growth has put a lot of pressure on our housing supply, healthcare system, and education sector. So the government is now saying we need to pause, stabilize, and regain control. The new message from Ottawa is clear. Canada's immigration system must be sustainable again. Now, what really is changing in numbers? This is what it means in practical terms. Permanent resident targets will be stabilized at 380,000 per year from 2026 to 2028. That's slightly lower from 2025, but the focus has shifted. The share of economic migrants will rise from 59% to 64%. Temporary residents, including workers and students, will see a major reduction from 673,000 in 2025 down to 385,000 in 2026 and 376,000 in 2027 and 2028. Now, this will bring the temporary resident population to just under 5% by 2027. So yes, this is a significant tightening of intake, especially for short-term permits. Now, what does this mean for different groups? For international students, you can expect fewer study permit issued and stricter controls around designated learning institutions. This aligns with the government's message about capacity and quality over volume. For temporary foreign workers, the system will remain, but with priority to sectors and regions that genuinely need labor support, such as rural and remote areas or industries hit by tariffs. For those already in Canada on work permits, there could be some good news, which we're not 100% sure of. A one-time initiative will allow 33,000 work permit holders to transition to permanent residency in 2026 and 2027, recognizing those who've built roots here and are contributing to the economy. For refugees and protected persons, Canada will grant permanent status to eligible protected persons over the next 2 years, acknowledging that most cannot safely return home. The biggest step forward that I see as an immigration consultant is credential recognition. Now, this part excites me because it addresses a real long-term issue. Canada is investing $97 million to fix the foreign credential recognition process, especially in healthcare and construction. This means doctors, nurses, and skilled tradespeople who come to Canada may finally find it easier to work in their trained professions instead of being underemployed. Now, that's a step forward towards fairness and efficiency. There will also be focus on global talent and innovation, where the government is making targeted investments to attract world-class researchers, innovators, and academics. Over $1.7 billion is being allocated to recruit top international talent, including an accelerated pathway for H-1B visa holders in tech and science fields. This signals a clear direction. Canada wants to move towards strategic immigration, attracting the best global minds that can strengthen the economy of the future. Now, what is my take as a consultant? As someone who's been in this field for years, I see this as a reset moment, not a shutdown. The government is trying to rebuild balance to ensure that newcomers are welcomed responsibly, that communities can support integration, and that our system remains credible and sustainable. But make no mistake, applications will become more competitive. Every submission will need to be strategic, complete, and backed by strong justification. That's where professional guidance becomes even more critical. At TDOT Immigration, we're already adapting to these changes, revising our strategies, reevaluating employer pathways, and ensuring our clients stay ahead of the curve. If you're a student, worker, or employer trying to understand how this new plan affects you, reach out. Let's look at your case individually and map the right next step before these targets take effect. Canada's promise hasn't changed. It's still a land of opportunity, but the pathway to it is being reshaped, and understanding that shift early makes all the difference.